Why don't I ever feel like getting out of bed? I wake up and it's like just a pain in my head, immediately brain fog. Concentration on anything at this point is like steak knives slicing, ripping through my neurons. I have no energy, no motivation to move. Every day I wake up as a reincarnated sloth and I'll just lie in bed for hours. And bed is peak comfort. It's like being hugged by a cloud, so that does not help. But I used to sleep on the floor to try and overcome this. I was put a yoga mat on the floor and I would sleep on the floor to be like, if I make the floor uncomfortable, I will get up. Not true. Sleeping on the floor, apparently, I am totally okay with. Even though you can feel it in your back, you just move and roll over and you get used to it very quickly. So that did not work at all for getting me out of bed. And that was an extreme thing, you know. And I've been like this for years and years, basically since a teenager. And now for me, because I work freelance, I have no boss that is gonna fire me for sleeping in till noon. Most people are forced into getting up and out of bed because they've got to go to work. Or, you know, when I was in college, I would skip lectures at 9 o'clock. I had labs that I'd have to go to, you know, sometimes once a week. But if I had a lecture at 9 o'clock, I would just skip it because I hated mornings. I've always hated mornings. And it's like, it'll be many hours into the day before I feel okay and I can do anything. Even if I am doing all of the right things, I'm eating healthy, I'm exercising, I'm getting enough sleep, I'm doing all the social mental health things to be in a good place in life, I will still always feel like shit in the morning. I guess I am not a morning person. I mean, I've come to terms with that, but it's still difficult because the world is kind of set up for you to be a morning person. It really wants you to be a morning person. And I do think I need a lot of sleep compared to most people. They're like, oh, wow, look at me. I only sleep 5 hours a night. You know, I am more on the opposite end of that spectrum. I think I would give Snorlax a run for his money. I kind of prefer, if I can, do 11 hours of sleeping, not just in bed, sleeping. Perhaps it's also I'm not getting enough vitamin D. I used to be pummeling those tablets into me every day, but I don't really think it worked or made much difference to me. I barely noticed any sort of difference when doing that. So I don't really know the answer. It's like, how can I want to get out of bed? I do want to. I want to be able to be alive in the morning and function and like get into work or doing anything or just instead of just like lying there so comatose to life. It's such a waste of my time and my life and my existence, and I have failed for, you know, over a decade to be able to get up ever. And when I do get up, not to just be immediately in such a low energy state. I'm so envious of morning people who are up and they're alert and they're on it and they can do their things. And I mean, I guess I used to be like a night owl. I'd love staying up till 2 or 3, but I don't do that anymore. I now go to bed at like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, maybe, you know, and I go to sleep, you know, not immediately, but like sometimes it'll still take me hours to fall asleep. But like on the nights I do fall asleep, quick enough, you know, I'm not up there till 2 and 3 in the morning, so it's not like I'm gaining the time on that side. Maybe I should just allow that to happen more. But yeah. Anyway, I'm starting to ramble here. I don't really know what the answer is, and I suspect perhaps if I had like a perfectly optimized life, like fucking Brian Johnson, you know, eating my exact right macronutrients of broccoli and cauliflower and olive oil, and exercised perfectly and saunted and did all of that stuff and had all my multivitamins, I may be able to eventually have some energy in the morning. But I feel like that would still be a tiny chance for me and my brain. And I think it is perhaps something I have to live with. And part of it is I am so dreading the point of life when I have to have children. Because children have to get up in the morning, they have to go to school and things. How am I going to deal with that? I don't know. It's a big fear of mine. It like genuinely, I am thought about how to solution my way out of to get up in the morning with having a baby. Anyway, I'm starting to ramble here. So, thanks for listening. If you struggle with this too and have overcome it in some way, I would be all ears to solutions. But thanks for listening and wish me luck.